Hello everybody, my name is Petr Koutný and today I am going to show another brilliant chess game and I hope that you are going to enjoy this game because Bobby Fischer as a white and Mikhail Tal as a black, that's exactly the game of our hearts, and I think that every chess player should know this game. That's a beautiful fight and beautiful game. So let's come back to 1961 Bled and let's follow this game. Mikhail Tal, as a great attacker, now is playing with black pieces, and Bobby Fischer, up to many chess players, one of the strongest chess player in the history, is playing with white pieces. And here Bobby decided to play move g3. And maybe here the best move is a6, because this move is going to stop maybe this unpleasant threat knight b5. Of course, knight b5, it's not winning or losing anything, but it's unpleasant, and black, if he's allowing this move, has to be really careful. So, but Mikhail played knight f6, knight b5 and queen b8, bishop f4, and now too many dark squares. Black's dark squares are under attack and black has to be careful. So maybe that's a price of a small mistake, because as we know, black missed to play move a6. E5 move, of course, here is possible, but here square on d5 or on d6 are another weaknesses. I think that white should play bishop g5 and after a6, because this move makes sense. I believe that this exchange on f6 is fine, and maybe bishop g5 with a nice advantage for white. You know, a square on d5 is a weak square, and of course a pawn on b5 or double pawns on b file are weak, so that's a good position for white, and since the beginning I think big chances to white to play for victory. But that's another story, because our story is exactly after move bishop f4. We remember when black has some small difficulties around his dark squares, black decided to play move knight e5. Okay, why not bishop e2 and bishop c5. Looks like that black is absolutely okay, but he's not okay, because dark squares are still under fire, and here Bobby Fischer decided to play interesting move. For a first look, to exchange knight on e5 doesn't make a sense. Bishop on f4 is strong and is looking exactly to black's queen, so why white is going to exchange this knight? And everything is hidden on dark squares. So white took it, played f4 and e5. That's not only attack to black's knight, but of course that's attack to square on d6. If white has chance to place one of his strong knights forever on d6, that at the end should be a nearly winning advantage. So white and fire. Black has to be careful, and it's absolutely clear that something went wrong in opening, and he's playing a difficult position. Not a lost position, but a difficult position where is no room for another weak move. So a6 happened. Maybe knight g8, I think knight e4 and a queen d2, long castle, knight d6 check. That's a nearly winning position, but because white is Bobby Fischer, I believe that this is a winning position. It's difficult to believe that black will survive with such a bad and passive pieces. So big difficulties since opening, but Mikhail Tal is a fighter. He is a man able to sacrifice nearly everything, so don't worry, this game will not be boring because black will start the attack sooner or later. That's exactly why we loved Mikhail Tal. He never gave up. He was still fighting and fighting till end. So let's come back what we remember. We remember how white decided to take on e5 because of dark squares, and here black played move a6. Okay, exchange on f6 and on g7. It's a sharp position. Rook g8 and knight e4. So lots of black's dark squares are under fire. Or maybe knight f6. There is a check and fork. Here, of course, is hanging dark squares, black's bishop on c5. Someday here is a check on d6. So, okay, too many issues and only one move. Bishop e7 makes sense. And queen d4. You know, the biggest white's advantage should be the pawn on g7 and, of course, these two weak dark squares. Just imagine that here white one day will play a long castle, maybe check on f6, maybe check on d6, or maybe here on h7 it's another weakness. If you have chance to believe that white will play bishop d3 and take on h7, this pawn on g7, it's not a weak pawn, it's a nearly winning pawn, and too many ideas here, too many lives, moves, or too many threats. I think that this position is a beautiful position to watch this game till end, because that's not everything, and you will see that this game, it's not now boring, and what's more, it will be much more interesting soon. So rook a4, knight f6, and it's a mistake to go to d8. Here is a check, and here, of course, after this exchange on g8, black should lose a rook. So black has to be careful. As I told you, no rooms for mistakes, and only one move to play here is to take on f6 and here queen c7. A long castle is a brave decision and maybe the strongest move here. White doesn't mind to lose a pawn. White doesn't mind to be under attack. And do you know why? Because 2 of 4 black pieces are doing nothing. And that's the reason why I believe that black's attack has not a chance at all to do anything badly to white, because 2 pieces are not 4. And okay, black took on a2 and his rook is now immediately under fire, and he played rook a6. Bishop took on b5 and rook b6, bishop d3 and e5. Now that's the most exciting position, because white's queen on f6 is hanging, and just to take on e5, maybe it's not bad, but it's only exchange. And usually, if you are following these great 2 chess players, they are often big surprising, and here I'm sure that you will be surprised, because white is going to take pawn on e5 and he is going to sacrifice for a while his queen. That's not only brave decision, that's the best decision here, and that's the reason why I believe that these 2 players are great or were great, and it's good time to remember them. It's a good time to say them, thank you very much for everything you did for chess world. And such a beautiful game is still alive and is still here with us. So white took on e5, and the pawn on g7 is a super strong pawn. So black has to decide how he will play this game, and the threat, of course, is to take on h7 to win this rook, and then to play only one winning move, g7, g8. That's a power of pass pawn, and black has to be careful. So he played a queen c5, okay, and now a queen g5. After this, maybe you believe that this game is not bad for black, but I'm sure that this position is lost for black. You know, just stop for a while and let's watch this position. Why? White is winning. Here are two strong pass pawns. Just imagine that these pawns are running forward and they are going close to last rank. That's a beautiful chance to believe that the pass pawns are super strong. Another reason why to believe that white is winning is this bishop. You know, exactly these two pawns and one bishop are maybe the biggest black issue. It's difficult to believe that black's light squares bishop is strong. Of course, he is not strong, and only black's queen should not do too much against two white's very well placed rooks, bishop and pass pawns. And bishop e6 is another nice move, without any mercy, without any chance. White is going to exchange or to win a pawn, and black has a big problems. So black played queen h6, take, and this pin is of course a winning pin. Even we are watching a queen against two rooks, but that's not only against two rooks, that's a queen against three pawns and a weak king. So altogether, that's of course a winning position for white. Without any difficulties, check, and check, of course, and rook b7, and I think that even just imagine this position, black should not save his life here. Two pass pawns, now b2 and c2, two super strong rooks, and black's weak king. So I think that since beginning till end, Bobby Fischer was stronger chess player. Okay, maybe he played well, and maybe Tal was not able to play good opening because he missed the move a6, but that's a story of our lives and that's a story of our games. One mistake in the opening and maybe we're losing our game, but that's not important now because I think that we saw a beautiful chess game. Now we are watching last few moves of this game, and I think that it was good time to remember two strong chess players as Bobby Fischer and Mikhail Tal, of course, were. Hopefully you enjoyed this game. You saw interesting fight, and I think that I'm right if I believe that it's a good time to remember these two chess legends. So at the end of this video, thank you very much for likes, follows and your time. I believe that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that I will see you soon in our another YouTube chess video. So take care, see you soon, and bye bye.